John's.
Hi, my name is Bill Coltis, producer of the television series Art's Delight. There is not a corner of this province where painter Jean Claude Roy has not been. The dedication to his art is revealed daily, as he can be seen setting up his easel in all kinds of weather, creating a piece of work that reflects his colorful interpretation of this province. I hope you enjoy the interview.
When they tell you when in school that you should use only 3 primary colors to mix, I got a hard time with that. I tried to mix all the color with those 3 primary colors. It's not easy, believe me. I got some friend artists, they can paint anywhere. You stop them on the side of the road, they can paint something. I cannot do that. And it's rare to find landscape are perfect. But this is what I try to find. Like I always say, that province of Newfoundland Labrador is a gold mine for colors. Every cove is a studio for an artist. I think I'm chasing colors that I cannot see. When I look at my toolbox, it's full of color, but they're always the same. There's the yellow, the red, the thing. But if it was one color we never saw before, if I could see that, but it's just a dream, it's what it is, I'm so obsessed with colors that, I wish it'd be more. Some people ask me sometimes, what do you want for your birthday? I don't want anything else than tube of paint. Maybe a bottle of wine too, but a tube of paint too.
In many ways, Jean Claude has become an unofficial ambassador for Newfoundland and Labrador. His paintings and books of the Newfoundland and Labrador landscape sell well in galleries from St. John's to Vancouver. When we return, we'll find out why this province has such appeal for him. Jean Claude Roy's most recent book is titled Terra Magna. In collaboration with his wife Christina, it not only shows his skill as a painter, but also his connection to the land and its people.
But I knew about it,
Sure.
And I went to Innu communities. They were I was very well received in Chishashi and all.
Mm-hmm.
I was painting a graveyard because there was a ceremony here and a young kid died the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. And it was a very hard day. And somebody brought me something to drink. So, and one woman came and she said, "My God, nobody came to paint our village before."
Oh, is that right?
Oh, that was incredible. She said, "Come back," but I read the story of the Innu and the Inuit and all. So, but when you go over there, even when you read what's happened in Labrador before, when you talk to the elders, when you talk to the people, it's complete, it's a different feeling
Sure.
altogether. Mm-hmm. I had that feeling when I went to Torngat, right north, mm-hmm. and that's where you really see the Innu people, see. Mm-hmm. When we were traveling, we were going, every day we had a trip in the fjord, and when you see the Innu looking at the mountain, they know every peak, the name. Mm-hmm. This is the story, this is the way they travel during the winter.
Right.
The way of life is completely different than us, If we don't have electricity for one day, we're lost, but over there, Mm-hmm. And they know, we used to take a water bottle, to on a trip. Mm-hmm. No, on a boat, they pick up a piece of ice and everything, and
That's your water.
This is, for me, there was one of my best moments was probably in Torn Gap in the end of the.
Yes, I was thinking of Torn Gap because I've never been there, but it seems such an incredibly dramatic mountain range, and it must have lent itself to the style of landscape that you like to paint.
Well, I don't paint too many mountains. Mountains are very hard to paint.
Oh, is that right?
Very,
Cut me off guard on that one.
it's a big mountain, okay?
Yeah.
Really, they're very hard to paint because you cannot make it like a postcard, okay? Just
Sure.
and just I don't like flat land, but your mountain is something that. But I could not even go to the right where the mountain went. I had an helicopter trip, but you cannot paint. You cannot paint. You cannot take your canvas with you. Don't forget an helicopter. You don't take a 4x8 canvas on a helicopter.
Yeah, that's right.
That was my problem in Labrador. In Newfoundland, I could go. I take my car, I take my canvas, come back home or go for a week. But in Labrador, you cannot take.
Right.
I like to paint on big canvas.
Right.
So I rely on drawing and photograph. I did some painting where the road goes, But every time I had to go to a float plane on a helicopter, that was impossible to take, especially my wet painting, okay?
I bet.
It's all painting. If I paint acrylics, I could roll it, but
Right.
no.
No, not at
I'm
all.
too,
I mean, it takes days for it to dry, right?
yeah, but I'm too, all painting is the best for me, so
Right.
I could have paint acrylic, but, I'm stud burn sometimes,
Right.
And now it's all for the rest of my life, okay?
Right. When I think of the Torn Gas too, I don't know why I'm thinking of. Is that where you did some painting with kids, kids?
Oh, yeah.
That must have been. What was that like? I mean, sometimes kids. Sometimes I don't know.
No,
How was it gonna work
that's
out?
what's happened. There was a mix of a girl and kids. Some had bit troubled, and there was a youth program there. See, so was what when I went to Torngat, I went free. So I say I got to do something for you. We say just put the logo on the boat, on the book. When it's finished. I say I can do more than that. So it was I decided to teach for a week when I was over there with those kids. So they were 15 or 16, 17. So the first day, I brought all my paint with me from acrylic for them to paint. I provide everything. And the first day I say, okay, we're going painting. So the girl were enthusiastic. Yeah. The boy, we're not going painting. We'll go fishing.
Right, exactly.
But I made it interesting, see? So they saw us, we were going on a trip. I took all the board to paint. And I make it so interested that after 2 days, everybody want to paint.
Oh, yeah.
Even the boys, eh? And in the end, we did a big mural together, But they were incredible kids, One was called Jonathan, and he was very shy. And one day, every day, he was hiding behind a rock to try to do this drawing.
Wow.
But he was 16, or something like that. So I took more time with him,
Right.
than others. Eh? And in the end, he was, better, but not that. And when I went back about a year after, when I took the boat from Happy Valley from Goose Bay to Nain for a week, and sure enough, he was on the boat. So he saw me on the boat, and I said, Jean Claude, come on to meet my mother. He was completely different.
Oh, fabulous.
And he said, I'm in grade 12 now, he said.
Oh, wow.
My God, it's amazing. I said, what are you going to do? You can go to university. He said, no, I want to be a truck driver. Imagine to be a truck driver in Nain, there's no road. I said, no, okay. You can be a truck driver, I say, but go to university first, and you can still be a truck driver, okay? So, and I told Christina, my wife, I said, my God, I got to take him home. It was like my son after a while.
Wow.
So this is why, I had that experience in Labrador, But I cannot talk. I could talk days about my Labrador trip.
When we return, Jean Claude will explain why it is so important for him to connect with the landscape.
Hi, my name is Bill Coltis, author of the book Revenge Finds a Home. The story opens up with a bird watcher walking through the woods, and he comes across a body that has an arrow through its neck. Then enters Inspector Bob Lynch. It's a very complicated investigation which goes from Newfoundland, British Columbia, Dakota, and down to Brazil. It's an intricate story, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you want a copy, you can go to Amazon, Indigo Chapters, Flanker Press, or any fine bookstore in your area.
In this segment, Jean Claude will explain why it is important to plug into the vistas around him, even when there's an abundance of mosquitoes that many times become part of the painting.
Well, I was going to say too, painting in Labrador is challenging at the best of times, and I think of Labrador, I think of flies, and you in front of an easel and you're painting, and I am presuming there's flies in the painting.
There is always fly. And I told people never take the flies on my painting. Now they know. You know, before they know, the art dealer got to tell them don't take the flies. They're part of the painting.
Oh, oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can understand. It's
you
your
can
kind of painting,
see,
then.
an artist, it's not easy to be an artist. You get to suffer.
Yeah.
If it's getting too easy, it's not fun.
Yeah.
I like extreme, you know.
Right, yeah.
You know, this is why I paint fast. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know if it's 4 seasons in one day.
Right, yeah.
And in Labrador, you know, I did not have that much fly, you know, in the summer.
Yeah.
If you go in June, July, yeah, but in August, you know, it's not that bad.
Well, I remember here at the gallery in the springtime, we had the artists bringing in their artwork. There was a couple came in, we got talking. He said, oh, I have 2 of Jean Claude's paintings. He said, I counted 23 mosquitoes in the painting, right? And it just seems like part and parcel of, it's almost like your signature,
Yeah.
right?
The only time I get, you know, my map, you know, in front is a map.
Sure, yeah.
I say the map of Labrador is going to be full of fly. I never managed to kill a fly on my my map, except a big bug here, see?
Oh, oh yeah, look at that.
See?
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
but I want a map with full of fly. But it was pretty hard. You know, they never land on the map. They land on me. It's
that
one
right?
here too, see?
Oh, there you go.
If you look.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's almost like your trademark because in the...
The flies?
Well, no. But, you know, it seemed like you have the surrounding, no matter where you're whether you're in France or whether you're anywhere else. It's nice to, like that scene in the documentary I did on it, he was painting in a poppy field and you took poppies and put it into painting and put red paint.
Oh, yeah, just because I want to show off.
I know. Yeah, give him a camera.
Studio, nothing interfere on your painting, not even a fly drop in it. And here I can take a piece of poppies and put it on, you know, leave it there, cover it with paint, like that. You know, and it's in the painting. See, I can stay in.
You were when I put the butterfly.
Oh, yes, that was
In Saint-Pierre, I caught the butterflies. That was my son, a big butterfly.
I know.
And people say, my God, you kill a butterfly? Yeah. I say, my God, it's going to end up in a museum.
Yeah. Well, that's right. There you go.
Right. It's in the museum in Saint-Pierre, the painting is.
But you just seem to be able to reflect, you know, the situation. I've got to tell the story, and maybe you'll correct me on this, but I remember being in Jean Claude's studio, and he showed me this painting. It was kind of an idyllic painting of a cabin in the wilderness. I think it was a winter scene, and the smoke was coming straight up from the chimney. And you asked me, can you tell me what that man is eating inside the cabin? And I looked at it and I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, he's eating bacon and eggs. And I looked at the sun, and it was like a fried egg. And the clouds were like bacon, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it worked. I looked at Jesus, beautiful, right?
I was down to next to Fairyland there, the place before.
Calvert, isn't it?
Calvert.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. You know, there was a smoke that was smelling bacon. Oh, my God, I'm going to put an egg and the bacon for clouds on the sky.
Yeah.
This bacon, it's morning.
Yeah.
You know, you get to, when you paint, you get to try to smell the feeling of the painting.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's not easy.
It's not easy, no.
No.
I wouldn't think to translate what's around you onto canvas so that it gives
It's not
meaning
easy
to the people who are looking at it.
that feeling you get by, you know, and even harder because the people are going to buy that painting, they were not there. They don't know what's happening on the air. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is that because I mean, you know, almost every day, every chance you get, you're out painting early in the morning and you paint all day. I just keep on thinking it's almost like a writer in front of a typewriter or in front of a computer, and you got that blank white page and you got this challenge to convert and create. I just think that you on the back.
Yeah. Oh, you know, my canvas is blank when I go, but it's not blank because I thought about the painting before I leave.
Oh, is that right?
I'm on the road when I wake up every morning. I'm on the road already to find my spot.
Mm-hmm. So you have kind of a
Yeah, I know.
something, you know.
I know the place so well. You know, sometimes I don't end up to this place, but I know the place so well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Ah, because well, that kind of reflects on the fact that there's not too many places in Newfoundland and Labrador that you haven't been to. You've been.
No, I've been everywhere so far. Yeah.
A lot more than.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm going to do next.
I run out of territory.
You know, I look at I say I should paint all the lake, but you know, when I look at my age, I say I won't be able to paint all that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to find something.
Well, and I think too. I was kind of leading up to another point. You know, that joke about the bacon and the eggs. You know, I guess sometimes you find ways to entertain yourself when you're there by yourself, spending the full day. I mean, do you think of things?
I don't
like,
think, you know, when
do.
I'm paint, I paint, you know.
Yeah.
Even people come to talk to me, they talk to me, and they ask me to go have a cup I never go to have my cup of tea, or I never stop.
Right, yeah.
You know, when I start a painting, I won't even eat. It's got to be start to finish. And
oh, wow.
if I go back, I'll never go back to the same spot the next day. Never. I'm not like Monet who went 30 times for do a painting big like that.
Imagine.
In the same place. I could not believe it.
Right.
He was in an island in France. He went 30 times to do that small painting, back and forth. I said, my God, he didn't know how to paint.
Right. Well, but at the same time, you know, you can go to a spot, I would think, if you look at it in a storm, or you look at it on a nice day,
Right.
or when it's overcast, it does give a different feel to it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like storms.
Yeah.
Blue sky, I don't like blue sky.
Well, you got a dramatic personality, I think. So it's got to be stormy, I think.
Most of my blue sky are painted black. The people say, my God,
Well,
there's something wrong with it.
That's the advantage of being a painter, I suppose.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so, if you got any project, Christine is out there now. I said, I hope he doesn't have any other projects.
Oh, yeah, because we nearly killed Chaucer for that book.
Yeah.
You know, after 5 years, you know, I was finished before her, the painting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because after she wrote it, she
Right.
managed it, and I say, my God, if you wait another year, I'll be gone.
Yes.
You know, and you know.
It seems like the painting part is the easy part sometimes.
Yes, you know, it is very, you know, it's easy for me, you know.
Already, when I saw him, I just saw it's a butterfly, which is there now. It's dead, actually, which is a beautiful black and yellow, which is generally the color of my son. So today, and for a long time, I suppose, except if he fall apart after 2 or 3 years, will be. Well, no, I got to figure out in the first time, if I want the sunshine to go through from the bottom, yeah, I think it should be this way. Yeah, I just put the background in black, and you see what I mean, you know, when you look at some of my painting. Now, after that, you know, I'm going to work the same little area here. I'm going to paint those white spots there, the same colors as butterflies, you know, so everything after is going to be like a bit of yellow is going to be here, like the little house there, same pattern on the sky.
In this last segment of the show, we catch up with Jean Claude painting on site in Torres Cove.
No, it's not always dramatic, but it's, you can, in France, you move about 10 miles, you got different landscapes.
Sure. Yeah.
This is amazing, you know. And you can get storm too, you know, you can get the sea, you know, you can get storm. You can have extreme heat, and, you know, color are different, you know, poppy field and yellow.
Right.
You know, I don't work only because of the rugged landscape, you know. I'm more satisfied on rugged landscape because it's no straight line. But in France, you know, just well, sometimes it's too quiet for me, you know. That's why I, you know, stay more and more in Newfoundland, you know.
Right, yeah.
And
Well, I was always curious about that because obviously you have a strong attachment to the Newfoundland landscape. But I often thought about, okay, we're in Canada, you know, British Columbia has got a dramatic landscape. There are different places in Canada that have dramatic landscapes. Have you ever been attracted or wanted to go to British Columbia or other places?
yeah, sure, I could be attracted, but, you know, I spend half my time to paint all Newfoundland, okay? Another part of Labrador, another part in France.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, I'm 70 now. I don't think I would have enough to time to go paint all BC. No, I'm very satisfied. You know, I went, not long ago, I went PEI,
Right.
which is completely different. Okay, it's like a farmland over there and it's flat. I spent 2 days and I was so disappointed, and I did, you know, it's only 4 painting. And I went back over there, but I think you got to stay longer to appreciate the landscape,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
BC, I went to Vancouver because I got a gallery over there. But, you know, I think everywhere you look, you can paint.
Right.
But before you get inspired by the place, you get to stay a long time sometimes.
Sure.
It's not...
Yeah, and here we are in Torres Cove. We're overlooking the Cribbies and Fox Island, like I was saying. You've painted Torres Cove many times, right? But it's always this, if you go to a different angle, you get a different perspective on it, right?
Yeah, and I painted Torres Cove many times, and I've seen it painted so many times
Sure.
by other artists, and I say, oh, God, I'm not going to go the Cribbies again. Okay, but, you know, you got to find that angle, and nobody did.
Yeah.
You know, today I'm sure people did this angle, you know, when you see Fox Island. But 2 weeks ago I was on the back here on a blueberry patch, and my God, I saw an angle, and then we saw painted, so I did it. See, and the house, little house on the bottom was stuck in the center. You should know that in the painting, you'll never put something right in the center. I did it. Okay, I did
Always
it because
breaking rules,
I break the rules, okay? And if it works, good. If it doesn't work, it's too bad. You know, it's a wasted day.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that you can. We're in a little meadow just above the Cribbies. The light is going. Obviously, it's changed since you've been here. How do you deal with that? Because I mean, different light changes different colors, and do you do sort of recall what the colors were like at 10 o'clock as opposed to noon?
I don't really follow the color. You know, the colors that come. I creation, and this is the other thing. You get to create something to show to your feeling you get for it. So that's what, you know. So I can accentuate the color. If I put a red there, I can put it redder than it is. Sometimes if you follow exactly what you see, it's going to be quite dull, and then what you won't get that feeling you know. So I play with colors, shape. I accentuate the shape. The angle is important. The place where you stand is important for me. You know, I'm here. I'm sure I cannot do the painting 10 feet away. It's completely different.
Well, that's it for this show. See you next week.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.